Welcome back to another episode of Last One y Nos Vamos Spooky Edition.
Yes, guys, welcome back to another episode of Last One y Nos freaking
Woo!
Vamos.
Guys, I hope you guys have been liking our spooky videos. I'm just living for them right now.
True. I think people are liking them. They're into spooky for some reason. They're into the bad vibes. Pero pues ya que.
Comment down below, guys. Comment any spooky stories that you guys want us to, if you guys want us to read your spooky comments on the next episode. But let's get right into it, porque a lo que vinieron.
Pero
right?
es cierto, but just a reminder, this is basically the second to last video. So by next week, that's it. Mm-hmm. So if you guys want to get your stories in, just put them in ASAP.
ASAP. Gracias, Lenchito. Okay, so last week, you guys liked our spooky stories, our special Raquelita caller. Mm-hmm. So we have her right back.
Okay,
Raquel,
welcome back,
check in,
Raquelita.
Check, 1 2 1 2.
Yeah. And people are gonna click off right now.
I figured.
Raquelita, take it away.
Ooh, okay. All right, so I got 2 stories, like I told you guys last week. I have red eyes and under the bed. So the red eyes kind of has a 2-in-1 story into it. So this actually happened when we had moved to a new state, new house, and we were settling in, and me being the spoiled one, I got my own room, which was lovely, especially after sharing it with 3 sisters. So I had my own room, and I had curtains up on my window. And I remember this one night, something always draws me to look at something intensely. And I remember I had a feeling to look at the window. And I think my curtains were kind of sheer. So I think with the moonlight outside and my lights were off inside my room, I was able to see 2 very distinct red eyes. Yeah. Oh. And I'm in shock because I don't know what I'm looking at. I'm thinking maybe it's like the neighbors. I don't know, maybe they're messing with lasers or something for some reason. But yeah, it kind of threw me off and was like, what the heck was that? And I was brave before because I would never do this now, but I opened the curtains and there's nothing, no one standing outside the window. So I'm not sure what I saw or who it was, but there was 2 very distinct red eyes. And I say eyes because they were
like you can tell, right?
In the shape, it wasn't one eye was on the far right of the window and the other one was on the other. It was very close, very distinguishable as eyes.
Again, sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
So how old were you at this time?
So we had just moved here to this new state, and I want to say 5-ish. So actually, it might have been a couple years after we had moved in. So I want to say it was still in elementary school for sure. So I can't really say what age I was, but it was for sure sometime in middle school between 3rd grade and 5th grade.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So then I think during that time, yeah, exactly. And I think during that time is when I started to kind of start believing in the supernatural. And I think shortly after I saw those red lights in my room, in the corner of my room, I saw a black shadow.
Oh, heck no. So shortly after, that same day or just days after?
No, days after. The red eyes stayed in my mind. And then for me to shortly after see a black shadow in the corner of my room, Like, do you think they coincide together? Like,
Maybe. I mean, that's what I'm thinking because it was like days after, and you saw it. You said was it close to the window? Because I think the closet was next to the window, right?
Yeah. So it was the way it was laid out. So you enter. The first thing you see is the window, and to the left was my bed, and then I saw it on the left-hand side of the window.
Oh.
And it was just like a black shadowy figure. It had no form like a person.
Yeah.
It looked like a draped kind of thing.
Oh my god.
Yeah, and I believe from what we were told as kids, if it's a black shadow, white shadow, if it has an energy to it, whatever it makes you feel.
Yeah.
Doesn't really matter. I guess it really doesn't matter if it's a black shadow or a white shadow. But it just really depends on the feeling you get. And I felt very uneasy.
Oh, okay. So, oh man, see, right now that you said uneasy, like it gives me the chills.
Yeah, and I mean, it was very bizarre. I think I was just in shock that I didn't move. I didn't scream. I didn't really process it until like maybe the next day. Like, well, maybe I saw something from another world kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I mean,
And I mean, you've had experiences before, so I don't know. I guess sometimes like things follow. I mean, that supposedly things follow you around. Sometimes I'm like, what if it's genetics?
Oh my gosh, no, we're cursed. No, but I know for sure that the previous owners of that house had actually passed away.
That's right.
I can't remember if it was like a car accident or what kind of accident they had, but it was like a freak accident.
You are right.
And they say they go back to the places that they know the most. And if that was their home, they probably were back.
I had completely forgot about that. Good thing. Oh man, now I remember. Now that you reminded me, I'm like, I don't want to go back.
Were you tucked in bed during this time?
Oh yeah, I was laying in bed. I mean, I guess as a kid, I've always had issues falling asleep, so I just kind of waiting to fall asleep.
So this was like right before you were going to go to bed. I mean, right after you had gone to bed.
I had just laid down for bed.
Okay.
So it's not like I was in like that sleep.
Yeah, your eyes.
Kind of, yeah.
No, lo que pasa es que no le hiciste caso a tus papás que le rezas a tu angelito de tu guarda when you were a kid.
O
That's
dijo,
what happened.
Amá, y se fue enojada.
Yeah, you were probably mad at someone.
Yeah. Well, you know how, and I was asking like, okay, like, well, I haven't asked, like, do you know, like, around what time? Well, I mean, you had barely gone to bed, so I don't think you were asleep, like, at 3 a.m, but you know how they say that at 3 o'clock, or, like 3 o'clock is, like, the witching hour, and that's when, portals. Was there a mirror in there? Is the question.
Oh, my goodness. No, ever since my experience with the little girl in the mirror, I will never have a mirror in my room.
Oh, okay.
Dang.
Okay. I'm like, let's see. I'm like, maybe there was a portal or something.
Oh gosh, no. And then if I do have a mirror in my room, it's getting covered at night.
Did it look like a reptile eyes?
What was that?
Did they look like reptile eyes? You know how the reptiles have a distinct eye?
Yeah. So they looked more. This is very cliche, but you know how like in scary movies and like the paranormal shows, they like show the red eyes. They're very like that, so we're very distinguishable as if they were human or animal eyes.
Órale.
And they say the devil comes in different forms.
Oh yes, I know.
You speaking about that, it reminds me about the horse with red eyes.
Which one?
There's a legend where they see a horse and it has red eyes, and like she's mentioning, like, the evil can come in different forms. So
yeah. Is that your whole story?
Yeah. So I guess that was my 2-in-1 story, and I do have one more. So the
Shoot.
under the bed, this one's short and sweet. I guess not sweet, but very bizarre.
For you, sweet.
But this was shortly after high school. I remember, like, when I would charge my phone, there was like a little slot in between my bed frame and my mattress. I would lay my phone there. And I think we all kind of do this, like when we're looking for a charger at night, you don't really want to, get out of bed and look for it. So you kind of just throw your hand over trying to find it. So I had done that, and I was doing this all kind of in the blind of night, just trying to find my charger, and I got everything situated, and I had put my phone through that slot. And as I was pulling my hand away, I felt like someone or something caress my hand.
Oh no, it's that hand.
That
Hey,
hand
maybe
keeps following you.
weird. Yeah, but it was like a very cold, soft feeling.
Cold ghost.
Yeah, it was like it was bizarre, like a breeze. And I know I say a breeze, but it's like, I can't say, oh, it was a breeze from the window that could possibly hit my hand, or the AC kicked on. Nothing like that. Because it was very gentle across my hand, and it was very slow as well.
And this was at night, you said, right?
This was at night, yeah.
What time was it again?
Otra vez, I'm telling you, you didn't
No.
pray to your
I
Angelito
know
de la
for sure it
Guarda.
might have. Oh, sorry. I'm talking over you. Sorry about that. But it might have been like around midnight, because I remember after high school, I'm done with school. I don't have homework. I'm going to stay up.
Mm-hmm.
So it might have been around midnight that happened, actually.
I should look it up. I know it's usually 3:00. But I mean, the nighttime, it's always like, it's just spooky because you can't really see anything.
Oh, yeah, no. I mean, but like, again, like the whole spirit thing, it always depends on how it makes you feel.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like when I felt the hand touch, it was very gentle. And it was just kind of like what was that?
Yeah.
Like a bit of a shock, but then it was like, okay. I didn't feel any negative energy.
Mm-hmm.
It was very positive. It's not like I felt the room get heavy or anything like that. But yeah, I guess I had a positive experience with my ghost.
Well, I mean, unlike the other one, you said that you just felt uneasy with that shadow.
Yeah, the shadow in the corner of the room, I think that was the first paranormal experience I had where I really, truly felt uneasy.
Mm-hmm. What'd you do after? Because I know in one of the stories you said que te tapaste la cara and then it was gone. Like, what did you do? You didn't exit the room or anything? Like,
no, surprisingly, like with the way I feel about paranormal activity and like stories and anything spooky now, it just creeps me out, and I probably yell and run and cry. But with these experiences, I think I was just more in complete shock that you just don't know what to do.
Yeah, exactly.
You're just kind of there, like, what? It takes you a second to process what happened. And then when it finally processes and you kick in, and you're like, oh, I just saw something supernatural.
I think if we were to see something or like experience something, y ahí se queda, then okay. But like if it continues happening and you see it for like a long time, I think that's when we would start freaking out. You know what I mean?
They've always stuck with me, and it always makes you think, are we alone?
All right, Angelita. Well, thank you for sharing your stories. Very interesting stories you had. 4 stories you gave us. Hopefully you keep your own energy on that side, please. Don't bring it on this side. But no, we appreciate it. Thank you for having, this call with us.
Yeah, of course. And thank you guys for having me back on Las Unidos Vamos. Now I'm going to go get a limpieza somewhere to get these bad
Yes,
negative
please
energies
do.
away from me.
There you go. All right, Raquelita. Well, thanks again, and we'll talk to you later, okay?
All right, TTYL.
All right, take care. Bye.
Alrighty, later.
Bye.
Oh man, if you don't believe, if you're not a believer, I don't, after all of her stories, I don't know what to tell you. I mean, or whatever it is that you believe, I can't tell you like you have to believe, but
Right.
like she said, are we alone? Are we not? Or is it, because they said our mind is really powerful, right?
Mm-hmm.
But what about like that feeling that you get without even seeing something? You can just walk into a room and the energy is just different.
Yeah, it's almost like the elephant in the room
Yeah.
situation,
Yeah, it's just like, so are we going to talk about it or no? But yeah, I just feel like that's interesting. Like, is it like,
Nah,
yeah.
to an extent, it's interesting.
No, it is very interesting. It's definitely very interesting because like so many, like there's people that believe in it, believe in ghosts, believe in all this paranormal stuff because they've experienced it. Or maybe they haven't experienced it and they just believe it, right? Because they choose to believe it.
Right.
And there's people that are like, no, like you guys need to get yourself checked out. Like that's not normal. But that's the thing. Like, how do you explain how, like scientifically it hasn't been able to be explained?
At the end of the day, it's just what you believe in. Like you said, it's almost like everything we've learned, right? It comes out of a book, and
Yeah.
who's wrote it, who
Who's
has
written it?
written this book? Somebody. So
Yeah.
at the end of the day, it's again,
Yeah.
your choice.
Your choice. Yeah, see, and especially like how do you explain, yes, you see something, whatever, a ghost or something, but how do you explain stuff being tossed around the room or, things moving around? How do you explain that? Are we just going to say it's the power of energy and there was so much energy on that chair and just boom?
Yeah, the frequency vibration of the wood.
¿Quién sabe? ¿Quién sabe? But it's interesting to
So
me.
it sounds like you're interested of going ghost hunting now, Margarita.
Not
I think
ghost
you're ready
hunting.
for that.
See, that's something that I'm not gonna mess with around with any either because like, what if I've heard that sometimes that can stick to you. Like, let's say if you go ghost hunting or to a haunted house,
Persiguen.
they persiguen. Like, let's say even if it's a good ghost who's trying to get help and like the Sixth Sense, right?
Right.
Like that the ghosts were constantly following him because those ghosts needed help.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, I don't know how to help you, man. Go talk to.
You act like they're really
else.
just gonna drop it and
Like,
leave you
I'm
alone.
good,
Yeah,
thank
right.
you.
They're gonna make sure you help them.
I know. Well, they mean, like they said, like part of like my family's belief is that you just turn on a candle for them and you do a prayer.
Mm-hmm.
Because sometimes they just come to you because they need, maybe they need some prayers and so that they
Basically,
can
go
be
to
at
the
peace.
next portal.
¿Cómo se llama? ¿Cómo se llama? No, ¿cómo se llama?
Not sure.
Like before they move on to like the afterlife, there's like this. Ay, ¿cómo se dice? Ya se me olvidó.
No, but I understand what you're saying,
Yeah.
and it's kind of weird you say that because, again, depending what you believe, like for my mom, like my uncle passed away,
Mm-hmm.
she felt like he came over to the house, and you know how my parents would stay downstairs, but it was basically outside. So she felt the
presence
like
outside.
presence outside, yeah.
And he never really went to the house, right? It was only like
A couple times, but like
not
I'm
like
just
the whole
saying,
lot.
like it's like for people don't say, oh, it's just the house,
Mm-hmm.
but obviously the place they were at, it was outside. So
Yeah.
we made it to a little room, como todo mexicano de familias having a little extra room, Pero they would stay there, but when she was in that room, she felt the presence outside, like if he was walking.
that's crazy.
So it's not like, it's somebody else inside a house and moving around and you hear
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
them. No, it was just what she felt. And,
I know it's what you felt.
and sorry, and I guess again, it could be mindset or not, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But it would suck because she wasn't able to travel over
Yeah.
to go see him because, she had a medical health situation. So I think that's what kind of bothered her the most.
Yeah.
So, maybe she felt like he wanted to close the chapter and maybe say like, oh, it's okay. I understand
I'm
you
good.
can come. You can come and, say my last goodbye. But
Maybe
I
that's-
understand.
Yeah, maybe there was something that they had like entre ellos that maybe
Yeah.
that's something that they needed resolve. Maybe there's just unresolved business.
Yeah.
También.
Who knows?
And you know what
But
else
yes.
just came to my mind about the whole like shadows and apparitions and stuff like that? How they say that, let's say that if it's a family member who has passed that, que se te aparece, that supposedly that it can be, you know, how Rachel said that the devil can manifest itself in different forms. So they said that sometimes cuando se te aparece like a family member like that sometimes it can be a manifestation or whatever. But then again, just like they said, like it just depends on the feeling that it gives
that you
you.
receive.
Yeah, that you receive. And I don't know, I never, thought about that. But yeah, I guess it's about the energy that you're feeling from that moment. Yeah.
Muy cierto.
Yeah. What you got for us? You got something for us, Lenchito?
Well, I got something short and sweet, como dijo Raquelita.
Short and sweet.
Pero, ¿te acuerdas una vez que nos invitaron a un Halloween party?
Yes.
All right.
Wait, which one?
Well, I think this is the only Halloween party we really went to.
Well,
and it was towards Chino Hills. So you know how Chino Hills, there's a freeway, the 71, and it's kind of weird freeway because there's houses like right on the road highway.
Is it with?
Yes.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so you remember when we went, right?
Yeah,
and we
yeah.
took that road and it's
That
almost like
spooky
under
road?
the hills. And
Yes.
then crazy thing, when we get there, they tell us, "Oh, which way did you come from?"
Yes.
And then what did they say?
They said that the road was haunted.
Exactly.
I'm like, would have been good to know.
Yeah. So I think since then, and I was kind of like thinking about it, I'm like, since then, am I the only one that has a tendency to look in your rearview mirror to see if something's in the back seat?
You do that?
Yes, I sometimes do it. But I think it came
no, not
since
me.
then. But I think
no.
it came since they told us that. Like it just made it a curiosity in my head to always do that, Because I have heard somebody tell me that before. Like, oh, I look in the rearview mirror and I just check. But, it never really tripped that out for me to do it and until that moment. So I was looking into Chino Hills. And one of the roads in that little section is closed. And they closed it off because back in the day...
Permanently?
Yes. So it was from Pine Avenue to El Parado, I guess. Parado, Parado. Se dice Prado for Chino Hill people. You
Prado?
You can correct me. So there used to be this little highway that you're able to take from... Again, it looks almost like the road's like right by the community, like a bunch of houses or industrial warehouses. So it's kind of weird, but they made that little road for you able to get the freeway. And it was like it was almost like a little shortcut base. So they closed it off because when it used to rain, people would try to cross it over. But because the hill, I guess, the way that the hill is and that part, they used to wash them out. So there was a lot of accidents there.
Oh, wait. So they like flash floods and they would...
Yeah. So people would try to cross it and they would believe they were able to... Yeah, they believed they were able to cross the road. But no, it was just too much of the water that they would get swept away.
Oh, damn.
So there's a lot of crashes there. So some people say that, it could be from people, again... Passing away.
All that energy that was left there. Oh,
yeah.
man.
So that was that. Pero también lo que me llevó para atrás to basically to this story, to another one. No, I remember when my dad told me, because my dad used to go to Mexico a lot, right?
Yeah.
So his ranchito, he is a ranchito. So you know how these ranchitos have like these roads that there's basically nothing around.
Dirt
and it's
road,
almost like fields.
Nothing. Yeah.
It's like literally like, I feel like more like fields because they're crops, they're growing stuff.
Yeah.
So I've only been there once, and this is the road. Like the only light that you get is from your vehicle or from the moonlight.
Oh no!
And I still remember it. So I guess one of the times when he barely came back from Mexico, because he used to spend a whole month there.
Yeah.
I guess when he came back, he talked to his dad at the moment, and I guess somebody picked up a lady, and it was something else. I can't remember if they crashed or what happened to them, but I do remember it just had happened because they had barely came back from Mexico.
Wait. So they picked somebody up that had crashed?
No, because
it was just somebody.
Somebody on the road. Mm-hmm. So it was basically, no sé, muchos la confunden con la Llorona. Some of them just say, a woman was walking down the road, and this road was like that. So it is weird for somebody walking the road at that certain time or any time. Because usually it would be a man and with a donkey or a horse, because again, like I mentioned, they go and work the fields. Mm-hmm. So that was known to be, but a woman and those roads, no.
But why would you pick somebody up?
Because again, you think they need help. So I'm gonna show you a video that it's in Spanish for you can see what I mean by the roads. You ready?
I guess. Go ahead.
And disclaimer, guys, this is in Spanish, so we will try to kind of say what he's saying and go from there.
We can put subtitles.
¿Estás lista?
Wait, can you put subtitles on here?
No.
No?
¿Estás lista?
Ready.
All right.
Venía en esta carretera y vi a una mujer al lado de la carretera.
I'm gonna be sick.
No sé, estaba medio raro.
So basically, it says a woman is caught walking alone on the highway.
Hasta me espanté. Porque ya es bien tarde, entonces voy a ver si no sé que le haya pasado algo. Intenté como que, le pité, pero no me hizo caso, se pasó derecho. Voy a dar la vuelta a ver si la vuelvo a encontrar.
So he's saying that he passed her, and basically she started walking still.
O sea, ya a esta hora, ¿quién va a venir aquí en esta carretera que está toda...
So the roads are so small that this guy has to do three little small turns to be able to go back.
The 3-point turn?
Yeah.
A ver, ahorita les voy a enseñar dónde.
So he actually sees a lady?
Yes, keep watching. Get ready to get spooked.
Oh, I'm gonna be sick.
No, y es que no se ve nada.
Te va a bajar la presión.
A ver, creo que ya va, espérame.
When they flipped the camera like that, I felt like he was gonna show something in the back of
that's
the
what
seat.
I thought too. I was like...
Espérenme. Creo que la vi.
So I guess there was a little other side road and he saw her then.
La carretera está bien angosta.
Do you see how there's crops?
Creo que la vi. A ver. Ay, está bien raro.
But why would he chase it?
Again, because he wants to try and help.
No sé si le pasó algo.
Se le hace raro.
O sea, si era una persona normal, no estoy diciendo que sea otra cosa. Miren.
Why? Oh, don't do it. Don't go in there. Don't do it.
Pitch black, huh? Oh.
Y si es una persona normal, pero no sé si...
That's not normal.
Are your hands sweating already?
Yes, they are. My eyes are getting teary.
No sé si va caminando al revés o va caminando bien. Pero repito, si es una persona normal. Bueno, creo.
A ver, fast forward.
He feels like it's a normal person.
So he's not getting a bad feeling
no sé si
about
le pasó
it.
Algo.
I guess not. I mean,
Pero
he's very
me da
calm.
miedo. Sinceramente sí me da miedo.
Oh, he's saying he is scared though.
A preguntar.
And you can see at one point that she kind of turns and he says it.
¿Pero qué hace aquí? O sea, sí es bien tarde. No sé si hay un pueblo para allá. Es que se mira como que va caminando al revés. Como,
no, it's walking.
¿Ya vieron?
Sí.
Like, is it walking towards
Y es que yo le pité, amigos, y me quise
parar.
How they move, pero cuando me di cuenta, ya no estaba bien. Pero si es una persona normal, porque yo la vi físicamente.
A ver, fast forward.
No se ve como otra cosa, miren, es una persona normal. Va caminando bien lento.
Is it so? It looks like it's going further.
Miren,
yeah.
Creo que ya se dio cuenta que estoy aquí. A ver, me voy a acercar tantito.
And it's just like a weird, like it's not like a normal
es que no
figure.
Sé si
yeah, he's moving forward now.
¿A dónde irá? Ay, Dios santo. Miren cómo va caminando. sé si esto sea bueno, amigos. Miren. Ahí volteó. Ahí está volteando.
Oh my gosh.
Está volteando.
It turned around.
Ahí está volteando. Se ve como que viene, pero no, va para allá.
So like if it was a normal person, it would be like, hey.
Miren.
Yeah, right? Like she keeps turning.
Está volteando,
But you can't really see, like, you know, the face figure. But he says that he literally saw a face figure when he passed her the first time.
Why does all this creepy stuff always happen in Mexico? Or like Latin America?
But you know what I was thinking? So that is basically the video.
I thought they were going to show her face.
See,
I was waiting for the
it's
face.
still crazy.
Oh, I know.
And I think, you know, we talked about it before, and I think with some other situations like the roads and like different states, I think a lot of it happens because, again, there was so much bloodshed in Mexico
much
with
history.
the war and history.
Oh, you're right. No,
So
okay.
I think that's kind of what, you know, it comes back for, that why it always happens there because of this situation. Like I was reading,
anywhere, no?
I was reading like people were saying like Mississippi for a fact, like, you know, it's
like where
really,
the war happened?
yeah, for
Yeah.
the same reason, because there's so much bloodshed there, and they feel like, you know, people are into that energy still like trapped there. So
Like they didn't go in peace.
yeah, they didn't go in peace.
And I've heard that too. Like my family, like they've all said that, like, okay, it's, if they didn't leave in peace, they're going to try to backtrack their steps. Siempre decían, que van a recoger sus pasos. They're going to backtrack to hopefully find what they're looking for.
Yeah. Well, I don't know, but this lady did make me picture my dad's story at the same time. So I was like, hey, I believe it.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying I didn't believe him then, right? Pero pues something you hear over the phone and you don't have a physically able to see. And now when you see something that's almost the same way that he explained it, yo dije, no, pues I got to show it to Margaret.
That's too much. No, going back to your story about, I'm just thinking about like when I've about, you know, looking in your rearview mirror, like the times that I've gone to Arizona by myself and it's pitch black sometimes, and that, you know, you're driving miles and miles, and yes, I avoid looking at my mirrors. Okay, I really do. And I think this last time that I went, I took Coco with me, so I felt a little bit more at peace. But if she would have started growling and barking, then I'd be like, girl, you get out.
Really?
Go hitchhike, Coco.
Hey, she was at least protecting you by barking and letting you know something was there.
I know.
No, I would have instead just turned back and left back home.
You know, but then you're literally in the middle of nowhere, so it doesn't matter if you go that way or that way, left.
True.
I mean, you know, back or whatever. Like you're still gonna be in the dark.
Is this gonna make you go in an airplane now all the time?
No, I mean either way. Like I've been wanting to go on an airplane, but I know. I mean, if it's in the daylight, but I don't like driving, like, because then you catch all the traffic. So either I have to leave really, really early, you know, when it's still dark.
Yeah.
That way I don't catch any traffic.
Yeah, the advantages of leaving early.
Qué miedo. ¿Para qué? Why do I do this to myself? But it's para entretenerlos, you know?
For a little bit. But see.
Yeah.
All right. Do you have anything else, or that was the last one y nos vamos?
That's our last one y nos vamos topic, but
Okay.
stay tuned porque para la semana que viene, maybe, right? Because, you know, things can change, but next week we're going to have a good one. Another good story.
Another guest.
We're going to have another guest caller.
Okay.
Maybe two. Maybe two. Possibly. They're really good ones, guys. Like, let me tell you.
And guess this, guys. The person that doesn't believe in stuff, she's like the one that has the most family that experience stuff. So y'all know, say, how does that make sense?
No, I believe in this whole, you know, the whole ghost and stuff. Pero it just, yeah, it's just so crazy, the stuff that these people have gone through. And like, how do you move forward from that?
Pues, ¿qué más vas a hacer? You can't do anything.
Pues sí, volverse loco.
Yeah. That's what you can't really. I think if you start focusing so much on these videos, like you're just gonna start becoming paranormal yourself, right? You're
yeah.
paranoid. Sorry, not
Yeah,
paranormal.
like paranoid.
Paranoid yourself. So,
Yeah.
gente, cuidado con los videos. No se enfoquen tanto, por favor, porque puede pasar. So yeah, we wrap it up. Thank you again, and just a quick reminder though. Remember the last one. One of the last one's episodes of Spooky. So if you want to go ahead and put your story in, do it, and we'll try to do it for the last week. And other than that, follow us, subscribe.
On Last One Y Nos Vamos on TikTok, Instagram.
And make sure you go to Spotify. We're on Spotify,
Yes.
Amazon Music, and Amazon
Podcast. Music? Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I didn't know
all over
about
the
that
world.
one. Yes. We got all over the world.
Alrighty, guys. Well, nos vemos para la otra. Thank you. Peace.
Bye.